Supportive. Now, this is one I want to dive into a little bit. So, meaning she appreciates what you do and supports your mission. So, I had dated a girl once that had a serious problem with me talking to people like you
Mm,
and even being a dating coach for men. That's a huge red flag that I just ignored. And by ignoring it, it caused a lot of trauma in my life. It was really, really, really
mm,
stupid. You want somebody who, even if they don't agree with everything that you do or how you live your life, they're at least supportive of it. My girlfriend, she likes doing puzzles. I think puzzles are stupid, but that's okay. Like, I think it's cute and I let her do her own thing. I mean, granted, hell, I mean, Yu Gi Oh is essentially a puzzle. It's kind of like a game of chess, but an advanced game of chess. So I guess it's the same thing. That's one thing to pay attention to. Does she support what you do, even if she has zero interest in it
mm,
whatsoever? Or does she try and tear it down? And
mm,
that's kind of what I was pointing to with that girl that I had dated. She didn't want me to do this and she wanted to hold me back from doing it. I
mhm.
don't really know why, but it's something to pay attention to. What do you think about that? Like, okay, let me give an exact example. Let's say you were dating a girl, you go on your first date, and you guys are talking, and she asks, like, oh, so like what do you do? And then you share with her that you do sobriety university where you help people overcome their addictions. And she's like, well, why are you doing that?
Date's gonna be over pretty quick.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. And that's a great point. I've had those situations where it's almost for me, it's a bit of a shit test. Like when I say this is what I do, how is their reaction? And I've had to accept that a lot of people won't get it or they won't be very supportive because it's not in their culture, et cetera. And that's okay. Like that's what dating's for is to wean people out. And there's a way to support someone even if you don't agree with it. And it's just that. It's just not being a dick about it. It's wisdom saying, hey, I don't understand this as much. Maybe you teach me a little bit about this so I can understand more because I care about you and I want to learn how to understand what you're talking about, right? That's, I think, a great green flag is that when they're actually curious
Mm,
into what they don't understand. So they're not just like dismissive. Something I want to mention too is that if you don't agree with something that a girl does, and vice versa, if you're a girl watching this and you don't agree with something like the guy does, be upfront with that. Be like, hey, I don't support this, but communicate that and then communicate it in a respectful way.